Leslie making my eyes roll here with her endless money. At this point, the writers are just trolling about Leslie and her endless money, but it's stupid writing. What is up, fellow Beyond the Gates viewers? Here to talk about today's Wednesday episode where Kat and Eva continue to be the characters carrying the show right now, especially Kat, obviously. It's good to see the show really letting two of their best characters finally stand out, and I thought they did again today with each other. Let's start at the beginning. We had Shanice with a more relaxed Ted. He seems more relaxed because both of his daughters are now stable. Ted was talking to Shanice about how proud he is of Kat for what she did, but then something was happening in Kat's room as Kat was pressing her button for the nurse's station. So Shanice and Ted ran into Kat, who is awake in her bed. She wants to get out of bed because she wants to go see Eva. Eva started the episode with Madison because I guess Ted was worried she could have gotten a concussion too from what happened during the tornado. But Eva is talking to Madison about how she feels bad that Kat had complications from donating her liver. Leslie arrived to the nurse's station to bother Shanice about how she wants to tip everyone who helped Eva. Leslie making my eyes roll here with her endless money. At this point, the writers are just trolling about Leslie and her endless money, but it's stupid writing. Let's talk about the main thing. Ted willed in Kat to see Eva. Kat wants Ted to leave them alone to have a conversation. Ted says they can press the call button if they argue. And as soon as Ted left, Eva thanked Kat for saving her life. They discussed what happened during the tornado, Eva saying she told Kat to get down, which could have helped her out too. Eva went on to say that she doesn't blame Kat for thinking that she was fake injured during the tornado because when she came to town, Eva admitted there was a lot of lies that she was telling. And Eva says there were times she played victim, knowing it would make Kat look bad, even though Kat always gave back as good as she got. Kat thanked Eva for admitting to the gaslighting, and Eva says she has half of Kat's liver now. That's the least that she can do. Eva says Kat gave her the best gift, the gift of her life, having her life. Doesn't know how she's ever going to repay Kat. Kat asked if she had any weird dreams while she was out. Eva didn't. Kat told her that she had a doozy, and Kat explained yesterday's nightmare where Eva was the golden child in her dream, and Kat was on the outs. So they are making yesterday's episode matter in this change in Kat, which I think is a good thing. Eva remarked that it did sound like it was Kat's worst nightmare. At this point outside, Leslie was hoping to visit Eva, but Ted wouldn't let it happen, telling Leslie that Kat is in visiting Eva right now. And Kat was still going on to Eva about her dream sequence yesterday, where she admitted that in her dream it was like, well, she felt what it was like to be Eva, and she understood why Leslie had such a hold on Eva, and kind of still does. But she's talking about when Eva first came to town, she understands why Leslie has a hold on Eva, because in her dream, it was only her mom, Nicole, giving her any sort of love. They did tie that into yesterday's dream, which is good. It's what I've been trying to make people understand about Eva since this show began, and there's been certain stands that don't want to, accept that. But I'm glad. I'm personally glad to see both characters coming together here. We had on one hand have Eva finally admitting to Kat about some of her lying and her schemes, and on the other hand we have Kat finally realizing how Eva was raised her entire goddamn life. Kat told Eva she decided to be a donor because if not, Ted would always see her as the daughter who let her other daughter die, and if she looked in a mirror she would probably see that too. Kat says that Eva should know that this doesn't mean that they're going to be sisters now, But Eva says that she likes to think that if it were the other way around, she would have given a piece of herself too. They even ended up holding hands with tears in their eyes. The other best thing about these scenes is these are two of the best actresses on the show, and they were able to make these scenes very emotional and mean something. And these two characters holding hands is great progress, despite Kat saying this doesn't mean they're going to be sisters now. And I don't think that they should necessarily be super close. Although I do think it could be something that develops over time. Will they still have this like rivalry edge to them? I'm fine with that too. But this story did need a change of pace because the rivalry got stale a long time ago when they decided to insert Tomas into it. Shanice had to take Kat back to her room. Unfortunately, I honestly wanted more Kat and Eva time. And Ted talked to Eva. They're both glad that Kat does not have any regrets for what she did, giving Eva a part of her liver. Eva says that today Kat and Eva understood where the other comes from. Eva and Ted talked about Kat feeling like he was rejecting her for Eva after Ted found out that Eva was his daughter. And Eva tried to tell Ted that he should be there with Kat while Kat is recovering because Eva has Leslie and that's going to feel like 10 people, which is true. And Eva also has Isaiah. I love the fact that Eva doesn't think that Kat has Tomas because that literally is not help for Kat. Ted, however, is still saying he wants to be there for both daughters, but Eva says that Ted needs to be there for Kat a little more to choose her. Eva giving Ted really good advice here because he's always so damn foolish. Ted has hope that Eva and Kat could eventually treat each other like sisters, maybe bring them closer together. Time will tell what happens with that Eva and Kat relationship. But even though I'm not convinced it's a new chapter for Leslie, I do think it can be a new chapter for both the characters of Eva and Kat, and it gives a whole new layers to Kat and Eva interactions now. So I call this liver transplant storyline a success. Leslie visited Kat at the end. Kat wants her to go. Leslie threw her help button, being the dramatic monster that she can be. Kat talking about how she's not afraid of Leslie, especially after what she just survived. Leslie, in her own way, I guess, was there to thank Kat for saving her Eva. Leslie says that she wants to do right by Kat. Kat says that Leslie can start by not calling her kitty cat anymore because she hates it. Leslie says she will try her best. Leslie says that she always honors her debts, I guess. Says nobody has ever done what Kat did for her. And Kat said that when the time is right, she will collect her debts. A very Joey-like statement. Joey has yet to collect any debts on this show that he's gathered over the past year. I hope Kat collects on that debt with Leslie and makes it good. The downside of today's episode is Tomas telling Chelsea that he's going to propose to Kat, showing Chelsea the ring that he has bought for Kat. Chelsea wants Tomas to let Kat focus on getting better. Tomas was being annoying. I mean, what else is new? Tomas saying Chelsea is just worried that he's stealing the thunder of Madison and Chelsea getting married. Tomas talking about how this whole ordeal showed that life is fragile. Chelsea saying doctors don't want Kat overly excited, but Tomas would not be denied in what he wants to do, even though he and Kat have not talked about this, even though Kat has not agreed to even move in with Tomas. Tomas wants to take this step annoyingly. Chelsea and Madison talked about it. Chelsea was kind of being a hypocrite with Madison because Chelsea and Madison did not really discuss getting married when Chelsea was pushing for that. But Chelsea rightfully called out the fact that Tomas stepped out on Kat with Eva. And I wish Chelsea would have talked about that more, how Kat and Tomas have never truly ever dealt with that. Naomi arrived. They brought in Naomi into the discussion. Naomi agreed with Chelsea that this is a negative thing. And Chelsea also made the great point that this is going to be pressure put on Kat again by Tomas when everyone was just putting pressure on Kat last week to donate a liver. Chelsea being a great best friend cousin. Tomas being his usual terrible boyfriend self. Anita and Vernon were on today. Anita is putting off these scans for her cancer. She wants a break. She wants to be able to help Kat recover. I understood Anita today, even though Vernon was still pushing for Anita to get the scans, and she probably does need to get the scans to make sure the cancer is still subsiding or whatever. Andre and Dani woke up in bed together. Dani overslept. Andre figured she could use the sleep because he said that she tossed and turned all night. He said that she has had trouble sleeping since the tornado and that the time in the elevator must have really rattled her. Dani's excuse was that the tornado was life-altering and it was worse for Andre, who was injured. She was just stuck in the elevator. Dani did admit that thoughts of that night pops into her brain, obviously not saying that it's because she had sex with Bill during the tornado. Andre is saying he wants her to tell him when these thoughts pop up so he can bring her to the here and now. And then they hit the sheets like Andre and Dani usually do. In the afterglow of their sex, Dani started crying again. Says it's because she remembered how far away he was during the tornado. When really, when in the elevator with Bill, she did not think about Andre once, did not give a shit if that man lived or died, and that's why it's so hard to feel any ounce of sympathy for Dani. Quite literally impossible. Dani went to visit Vernon and Anita to check up on them. They discussed Dani and Bill's past marriage and how secrets made it all go wrong. Dani is worried that she's wrecking this current marriage. Dani said that she would never intentionally hurt Andre, which is bullshit, because she did. I mean, it wasn't intentional, but it kind of was. She's just saying, however, that in the tornado, you don't think clearly. I don't know if Anita or Vernon are going to clue into what Dani just said right now about something happening during the tornado that could hurt Dani and Andre's marriage. I still think we are at least many weeks away, if not a couple to a few months away, if not more, from Andre finding out about the elevator sex. Bill started this episode saying Dani's name while thinking about the time in the elevator with Dani right as Naomi was arriving. Bill happy that Chelsea and Naomi are not in the same situation that Kat and Eva were just in, although Naomi says that she would give an organ to Chelsea, obviously, if she had to. Naomi questioned Bill with him saying Dani's name when she first arrived and about him calling Dani baby a few weeks back or months back. Bill changed the subject to work, and then after work, he was ready to go play golf. He ended up at the gym with Tomas and Andre. Very, very convenient and plot-driven of the writers here to have Andre at the gym, who was just in crutches yesterday. Even in soap opera time, I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. And yet now Andre is able to be at the gym. Make that make sense. One thing the show does not do well with their health storylines is these super recoveries. Anyway, Tomas was there too, telling them about how he's going to propose to Kat. And Tomas goes on and on about why Kat is good for him. He asked them for proposal tips. Andre, of course, had to mention that he and Dani had a drunken wedding in Vegas. I don't know why these scenes even happened. They wanted Bill and Andre to be in the same place. I guess they needed someone for Tomas to talk to about this marriage proposal. He's not talking to Ted or Nicole about it. But what else is new? Tomas sucks. That was today's episode, though. I still thought it was a good episode. Obviously, the Kat and Eva scenes carried. Don't know if tomorrow's going to be as strong of an episode. I do believe it is an Ashley and Grayson day, so good luck to those people watching. I will still be back with a review tomorrow, although I won't be able to do the live watch-along. I should hopefully still have the review out around the same time. I've been very consistent for like 8 months or more, getting the reviews out at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow could be a little later, but I'm still going to try my best to be on time.